Alles in Ordnung.
Wegtreten lassen.
Les anciens foncez. Rompez les rangs.
The theatre. The window from the theatre into the corridor around the light well.
Yeah.
It's a drop of 6 foot. From the window here down to the bottom of the light well, it's exactly 30 feet.
You know, none of us have ever been into the German kitchens. Are you sure you can get from there out into the courtyard?
Yes. We drop down to the bottom of the light well while the Jerrys are changing the guard. Now, I've timed it. There's always 2 minutes clear until the next guard comes on, following the afternoon appel. We then nip into the kitchens, pinch a couple of overalls, walk across the courtyard, and straight out of the castle as kitchen staff.
Yeah, you hope.
Well, if it's that easy, let's all go.
It will work.
Why don't you go at night?
No, there's always a guard.
So, all we need apart from the usual papers and things are some civilian clothes.
Jim won't have any trouble with that.
I can't believe it's that simple. For a start, there's the problem of those bars. They're an inch in diameter.
Yeah, you'll have to use a silent saw on those.
That's just razor blades. They'll keep breaking.
They're much too slow. Can't we use heavier saws?
No. It doesn't matter that it's slow. The important thing is it's silent. I mean, that guard's only 24 feet below you.
Well, I suggest you go and take a look for yourself and see what you think. But as far as we're concerned, it's going to work.
Who's Gay?
Player and Walsh, sir.
Why not Brent?
No, sir, sorry, sir. He's not fit enough. He pulled a muscle on that last fake escape.
Well, let's hope it's lucky this time, Player.
Well, Walsh speaks perfect German, so they're going to go as brothers. They are 2 of the fittest men we have left.
All right.
I'll keep the head count the same at Appel by bringing out our ghosts. I've had 2 men holed up for almost 3 weeks. It's about time I got them out.
Well, I don't suppose they'd be too unhappy about that.
Do you think you will be able to get the theatre open, sir? It won't work unless you do.
Well, it's a tall order, but I'm seeing the Commandant again today. I'll have another go at him.
I'm sorry, Colonel. I cannot possibly consider reopening the theatre after what happened last year.
But surely, Commandant, the protecting power wouldn't agree that the facility should be withheld permanently.
But nevertheless, it was closed as a punishment.
A year is a long time, Commandant. Is the punishment to be extended indefinitely? It's very hard we should be denied this facility for another winter.
October is hardly winter, Colonel.
But it's a question of morale, Commandant. I mean, last year it held together. If the officers have something to occupy them, there's far less chance of a breakdown of order and discipline.
Yes. I will give consideration to what you say. Good day, Colonel.
Correct. Yes.
What happens once you're in the kitchens? You sure they won't be full of German cooks?
No, we're not, but from all the information we've collected, they should be empty.
Marvellous. What happens if they're not?
Oh, come off
For
it.
goodness sake, we can't rely on everything going smooth.
The whole thing's a gamble.
Have you seen your papers? Vasey's doing a lovely job on them.
When will the saw be ready?
By tonight.
Well, I think, Simon, we're going to have enough material if I cheat a little on the length.
Oh, the whole thing's academic if we don't get to theatre.
I was not aware that the prisoners had done anything to warrant the restoration of their privilege, sir.
Use of the theatre has usually been considered a right, Major, not a privilege.
It is not our business to pamper these men, sir. They are enemies of the Reich and should be treated accordingly.
If a large number of prisoners is concentrated in one place, it'll be easier to keep them under surveillance, Commandant.
I take your point, Ulmann. You think it might even help security?
With respect, sir, it is my opinion that Colonel Preston's request should be denied.
The request might just as easily have come from the senior French, Dutch, Polish officer. Colonel Preston spoke for all of them.
According to your records, sir, it was the British who escaped from the theatre last year. Surely all the nationalities, with the exception of the British, should have the privilege restored.
Nevertheless, I have decided that the theatre shall be open to all prisoners from first appel to last appel.
I shall see that a regular watch is kept, and I think it will help if I initiated spot checks from time to time.
Good. That will be your responsibility.
The mistakes of a year ago will not be repeated, Commandant. Captain Downing?
Yes, Hammond.
Who is in charge of the show?
Show?
I presume that all this activity is leading up to some kind of performance.
Well, yes, but it's rather early days here.
But there will be a show.
Well, that's the general idea, yes.
Who's in charge? Who is running the production?
Well, no one, really. It's sort of a joint effort. You see, the French are going to supply the music, and Dutch are going to do some folk dancing. We're
If
sort
this
of
facility is to be used, it'll be used properly. I want to see a program.
Well, I'm afraid there isn't one, not yet. I mean, you can't expect us to run this place like a theatre of war, Howard.
If there is no one in charge, then you shall be responsible.
Me?
I want to see a program. I want to see a proper show. None of your bawdy British humor. We may be inviting some very important guests.
Well, you can't expect me to organize this crowd.
I expect a list of the acts and the contents of these acts by the end of the week.
End of the week?
The 29th, I think, is the proper date for the performance.
But it's quite impossible.
Impossible or not, you shall see to it, Captain Downing. Carry on, gentlemen.
That's the 7th of those you've broken. I said you should handle them gently.
We were doing it as carefully as possible.
I wish you'd take care and stop being so ham-fisted. It's bloody painful trying to put these together.
Look, it's bloody painful trying to saw through those bars, so just calm down.
Not good enough. I have to scrounge every single one of those blades. Now, I'm sorry. Jerry's bound to think something's up when the whole British contingent start growing beards.
Simon? We'll be through the second bar by tomorrow.
By morning?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been thinking. You've only got 2 minutes. You're going to need every second you've got. Don't climb all the way down the rope. When you think you can make it, jump.
How about if we break an ankle? You did.
I dropped 16 feet. Now, Downing's going to be with you in the corridor, so he'll pull up the rope and put the bars back. I'll get the 2 ghosts out of the hole before evening appel. Do you want to give it a try tomorrow?
Yeah.
Right, I'll check on the papers.
Mohn, coming this way.
Can you not wait until the morning, Mr. Carter?
No, I couldn't sleep.
Thinking of Kathy?
Who do you think of, Major?
People are unimportant, Mr. Carter. It's only ideals that matter.
Yeah, that's right. It's all a game, isn't it?
No, not at all. But that is the trouble with you English. To you, everything is a game. Perhaps that's why you lose. Still, no matter. At least you can't lose this one.
Well, Heldenfeld did.
I beg your pardon?
I thought you were supposed to be good at this.
I have played in the semi-finals
in Berlin in 1935.
That is correct.
Well, then you should recognize this game.
You have me at a disadvantage, Mr. Carter.
Heldenfeld versus Kiner, Vienna, 1936. Kiner won. It's white to move.
I have no idea that you are such a devotee.
No, it passes the time.
Or that you were the possessor of a photographic memory.
What? Oh, Captain Ulasewicz lent it to me.
Or that you read German.
No, I just look at the pictures.
Do you win, Mr. Carter?
Yeah, occasionally.
And on this occasion, will you beat Herr Kiner?
I don't know. Could you?
From this position?
Yeah.
It is possible.
Show me.
At this hour?
Oh, you tired, Major?
No.
You got better things to do.
What could be better than winning?
Right. It's my move. And you're in trouble.
But we play without the book, Mr. Carter. Herr Kiner has assisted you far enough.
You're losing, Major. You've bitten off more than you can chew.
That is not possible, Mr. Carter. In fact, it is your game that is slipping.
Oh, just you wait. Oh. I'm in check.
Not check, Mr. Carter. Mate. You overlooked the bishop. You lose.
Oh, where did I go wrong?
It was your rook to rook 6. That was the bad move. Rook 5 was playable, but rook 6 allowed me to move my knight and open the file to the bishop. The open file, Mr. Carter. You must always beware.
Yeah.
Still, you surprised me. You played quite well.
Yeah, well, not well enough, I'm afraid.
Do not be discouraged, Mr. Carter. You have the book. And you have the time. A little study will be amply repaid. A word of advice, Mr. Carter.
Yes, Major?
You concentrate too much on the smaller issues, and you overlook the large objective.
Thank you, Major.
Not at all, Mr. Carter. I bid you good night.
Good night, Major.
Game, set, and match.
Sir?
Yes, Corporal, what can I do for you?
Sir, my words exactly. What I says to myself can Hopkins do to promote the war effort?
Yes?
Sir, it's like this. There's been a change where I work.
Well, where's that?
In the laundry. And I know hours I can get my hands on some civilian clothes, Jerry civvies.
What? German civilian clothes?
That's right, sir. You see, they pass through another part of the laundry, right next door to where I am. All you have to do is say what you want, sir.
Well, won't the Germans notice?
No, stuff goes missing all the time in the laundry. Mix-ups and that. I think those French orderlies skive off with quite a bit, sir.
Well, thanks, Corporal. I'll take all you can get.
Any time, sir.
What's that?
Oh, the fellow you were talking to.
Well, that's one of the orderlies.
Have any of the orderlies tried to escape yet?
Nope.
Well, why?
We don't involve NCOs in our escapes.
Well, why not?
Because, well, officers have a duty to escape, and if we're caught, the worst we can expect is a few weeks in solitary. But NCOs, well, they get sent back to really rough camps. We take the line that that's too risky.
What, even helping?
They get the same for aiding and abetting.
Well, sure, it's their duty to
Look here,
escape.
what's your name?
Braithwaite, sir.
Well, Braithwaite, do you mind?
Right, sir.
How many times did Ulmann come in?
3. One's just for a look, the other time's for a pretty thorough search.
So in your critical 2 minutes, the whole place could be crawling with Germans. We have to find a way of diverting that guard's attention in the auditorium and a way of locking the theatre doors.
It doesn't have a lock. Jerry uses a padlock. Not that that's mattered much.
Anyway, the guard would never let you near it.
How about pushing a piece of scenery into the corridor?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Come on, it's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Look, we have to find a way of blocking that door. The whole thing could be off.
Why couldn't you just leave it? Go a day later?
No.
Well, that doesn't solve the problem.
The piano.
What?
Shove the piano into the corridor and get it jammed. That would do it.
That still doesn't divert the guard.
George could always do a striptease.
Oh, come on, I'm serious. What was that idea about?
What's that rig up doing?
The DC supply creates a magnetic field. If I pass a needle enough times through this solenoid, it'll be magnetized.
What player needs is a guidebook, not a compass.
Alles in Ordnung. Wegtreten lassen! Police contingent. Contingent dismissed.
Jim, go and see the MO.
Piszą weksle, nie płacą. Żyją. Zastanawiam się za co. Ja zaczynam rozumieć.
Was haben Sie da?
Nothing for his costumes.
Aufmachen!
Czeladnicy elektrownia.
Hold it. No, stop.
What's going on? What do you think you're doing?
Oh, we're moving this.
Don't be facetious. Where do you think you're moving this piano?
Just down the corridor.
Who gave you permission?
There's chaos in there, Hauptmann, when everything gets going. The clog dancing, the band, the Poles doing their bit, and this temperamental soloist wishes to rehearse down the corridor.
Why can't he rehearse in there?
Because of the noise.
That is no reason. Take it back where it belongs.
There's not going to be a noise.
I do not care. Take it back where it belongs.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Appear to have jammed it.
It's no good calling it district. It's the door.
We have to go the other way.
We've got to make that
go that way first, then, George.
Yeah. George, sure, it's got to go around.
Steigen Sie hier rüber und bei der Meinerbahn. Come on, get off! Get off!
Hauptmann, this is our piano.
Sie da! Helfen Sie da mit.
Qu'est-ce que vous faites ici? We make escape from here. But you can't! Who'd say we can't? Il dit qu'on peut pas s'échapper. Attention, hein! We've been working on this route for weeks. Okay, we've got less than a minute till that guard changes. I know, but we go from here. Il est fou, c'est notre route. Have you cleared this with your escape officer? Don't you understand? We were here first. Nobody stops you. We go, you go, everybody.
Oh, come on,
if you go too, then the whole damned attempt is to risky. Not for us. Viens, on va partir. You have no right. Pas de droit, tu comprends? To tell us what we choose. Viens, toi. Damn it! Tu es toujours en train d'emmerder tous les gens.
I know nothing. What do you expect me to do? You have to call it off. Call it off, just like that. But I don't know of no escape.
We have a perfectly good liaison to prevent this sort of thing happening.
You say you've been observing and preparing this den for weeks, but I don't remember you informing me of it. This is the first I
stay
hear.
out of the theatre, now that still applies.
There can be no excuse. As for myself, I know of no approved escape planned by French officers. If what you say is correct, I will have to see that their plan is approved officially.
Our escape takes precedence.
Precedence? On what authority?
You stay out of there until I tell you.
I will now have to take this matter up with the senior French officer.
Come in. Andre, what the hell is going on? I thought we agreed recently that we would liaise properly. Now, 2 of your officers are ruining a British escape attempt.
You refer to the Lightway?
Yes, I refer to the Lightway.
But the same plan was conceived quite independently by my officers.
The French were told about this weeks ago. Now, I'm asking you on behalf of my officers, who have worked very hard and very long on this plan, to call your men off.
No, John. Argument is without point. Let us accept the fact that 2 French officers and 2 English officers wish to escape by the Lightway.
For God's sake, Andre, our escape was planned for this afternoon.
Yes, but consider, the object of escape is not merely to escape. Our actions are calculated to harass the enemy. Now, your officers, if they get away, where will they go?
With luck, Switzerland.
And then to England, yes?
Yes.
My 2 officers will go directly to contacts in France, where they will join the Free French and fight under the direction of General Gaulle. And these 2 officers are violently anti-Pétainiste.
What the hell do you think my 2 officers are? Violently pro-Hitler. Now remember, Andre, those men will be back in the fighting soon enough. Our mutual enemy are the Germans, not each other.
Exactement. Then you must not deny my men this opportunity.
4 men cannot possibly go by that method at the same time.
Well? Liars. It's a compromise. The French won't be reasoned with. They're going to go.
It's downright bloody unfair.
Yes, it is. But the SBO's insisted that we go first, with the frogs going a day later. That'll give you a 24-hour start on them.
But then we're right back to square one again. The next day, the Jerrys will still be searching the countryside for 2 escaped prisoners.
It's plain stupidity.
Well, take it or leave it. Right.
Compromise, rotten compromise.
Alles in Ordnung. Wegtreten lassen.
Les officiers français, rentrez les rangs.
An der Ostfront leisten deutsche Einheiten im Raum von Stalingrad den von den Russen vor 3 Tagen eingeleiteten Versuch einer Gegenoffensive heldenhaften Widerstand. Der Chef des deutschen Generalstabes, General Halder, hat die russischen Berichte, wonach der Feind die deutschen Linien durchbrochen haben soll, als lächerliche Propaganda bezeichnet. Nordwestlich und südlich von Stalingrad sind weiterhin heftige Kämpfe im Gange. England hat nun auch den Verlust der Utmost zugegeben. Des zweiten britischen Unterseebootes, das von deutschen Seestreitkräften im Mittelmeerraum vor Bizerte an der nordafrikanischen Küste versenkt worden. Deutsche Kampfverbände haben auch heute wieder zahlreiche Einsätze über England geflogen und Hafenanlagen und Fabriken an der Südküste mit Bomben belegt. Es wurden schwere Schäden angerichtet.
Flight Lieutenant Carter, get up! I place you under arrest for assaulting a German guard. Marschieren Sie nach.
Wegtreten lassen. Les officiers français, rompez les rangs.
I believe you've taken over from Flight Lieutenant Carter during his isolation.
That's right.
None of your men were missing at this appel. I presume they did not leave, as you promised. Now it's our turn.
Go ahead.
And you will not hinder us or try to cause another postponement.
It's our tough luck. We'll keep our word. Assaulting a guard in the execution of his duties is a very serious offense.
What do you say, Colonel? It was an accident, Commandant.
I fail to see how such a thing could be an accident. I believe that high authorities should be informed. An example should be made of this man.
Major Mohn, you know what you're suggesting? You are asking that Flight Lieutenant Carter be shot.
Nevertheless, the fact remains that Mr. Carter assaulted Corporal Metcalfe. I recommend that the severest punishment be enforced as an example to others who would attack the guards.
Very well, Major. I will speak with Colonel Preston alone. It may be, Colonel, that this alleged assault was an accident, but that does not excuse the fact that one of your men was fighting with a Dutch officer. Is that correct? Yes, Commandant, I believe so. I regret that. But every officer in that theater can testify that there was no assault intended or, in fact, done upon any German guard. It was an accident.
However you seek to justify Flight Lieutenant Carter, he behaved in a childish and schoolboy fashion. It caused damage to property in the theater. But more important, Colonel, his action has endangered the very existence of the theater as an amenity for other officers. Yes, Commandant. I'm prepared to accept the fact that it was an accident. It will not be referred to higher authority. Thank you. But Flight Lieutenant Carter will serve 4 weeks in solitary confinement. Good day, Colonel.
I wonder how far they've got.
Expect a postcard any day, actually, aren't you?
Night, everybody.
Try not to lose them again. Carry on, Ulmann.
In die Einzelzellen. Sofort!
So, it was not such a good plan after all.
No?
It is very fortunate that your men did not leave.
Really? They left yesterday.
Herr Major, I would not have thought that the return of the 2 escaped prisoners would have made you so despondent.
That is it, Herr Oberst. 2 French officers escape, and we recapture them very easily.
Most fortunate.
That was not the case with the British officers a few months ago. They vanished completely.
What are you inferring, Herr Major?
It is possible that no one escaped.
2 men went missing. They must now be presumed to have made successful their escape. It's regrettable, but it's a fact.
Is it?
Are you saying they never left?
I am saying, sir, they never arrived.
What exactly are you suggesting, sir?
They were never seen. They were never heard of. And they certainly never sent a postcard.
A postcard?
In previous cases, sir, a successful British home run has always been announced by the arrival of a postcard. If they have not arrived, they have not left.
Then, according to your logic, sir, they must still be here. I want a snap appel now, with your permission, sir.
As you think fit, Hauptmann.
126, 128, 130, 132, 134, 136. 136.
One prisoner short, sir.
Has it been overlooked that Mr. Carter is in solitary confinement?
Stift. All correct now, sir.
That is the first step. Dismiss them, Ulmann.
Wegtreten lassen! British contingent. Contingent. Dismissed.
Aufstehen! 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 Und rasch! Aufstehen!
I want every man
Aufstehen!
standing by his bed.
Aufstehen! Alle aufstehen! Rasch!
Thank you. Hauptmann, number of prisoners in this dormitory?
24, Herr Major.
Number now present. Count them. You take that side.
Herr Major.
12. That makes 23.
Right, Lieutenant Carter is still in solitary. That makes 24.
Very well, gentlemen, let me have your attention. You're all present and accounted for. We will now have an identity parade. Captain Downing.
Yes.
Captain Downing, step forward, please. Thank you. Over there. Captain Brent. Thank you. Over there. Captain Abel. Thank you. Over there. Lieutenant Player. Lieutenant Player.
Present.
Stand over there.
That is not Lieutenant Player. Where's Player?
I do not know, sir.
Let me understand you, Major. The British contingent is complete, yet there are 2 men missing.
Player and Walser.
How can this be?
I believe the British have been using a system of substitution, sir.
How can this be?
In an earlier escape, sir, it was presumed that 4 men left the castle. In fact, I now know for certain that only 2 men escaped. The other 2 remained here, hidden and cared for by their colleagues.
2 men choosing to endure even harsher confinement? It does not seem possible, Major.
Not the same men all the time, sir. I believe they were changed on a rota basis.
But what would be the purpose of this exercise?
In the event of a real escape, the absence of those involved could be covered up at an appel by bringing out the substitutes. In that way, the count would remain the same.
Very well, Major. If your theory is correct, what is the situation now? Do we scour the countryside for these men? Or do we look beneath our feet?
Yes. Yes. A bit warm. Very hard.
So, nageln Sie das wieder zu. Da. Unter der Bühne nachschauen. Die Bretter ausheben da.
Jawohl, Herr Hauptmann. Kommen Sie gleich. Heben die Bretter. Ja.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, Mr. Carter. You will be sad to hear that the theater is closed.
All right, I'm sad.
By the way, you are not going to be shot.
Yeah, I know. What's all the noise?
It's just routine, Mr. Carter.
Why the other two?
Well, those are your extra men, Mr. Carter. You keep them hidden. You bring them out when you need them. In that way, I never know how many men you have, where they are, or where they will next appear.
Oh, that's too advanced for me, I'm afraid. I'm just learning the game.
So am I, Mr. Carter.
Have you found them?
Have we lost them?